This episode of Oldie But a Goodie is brought to you by Shakespeare Aliens. The runaway stage show hit is back at Gasworks Theatre for Melbourne Fringe this October. Keep listening to this episode for more info on how you can see Shakespeare Aliens.
Imagine a year where a movie is The Witcher meets The Lone Ranger, but it's French and has martial arts?
That's very specific. What year is that, Sandro?
The year is 2001.
And welcome to Oldie But a Goodie. Oh, it's October. It's a spooky time as we watch movies through 2001 in the order they came out in. And we're doing nothing but horror movies for this month. My name is Sandro. I'm joined by Zach, and Zach is feeling arty.
What?
Yes. No, you were saying that right before we started recording, how artistic you were feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been loving them arts.
Which is quite weird because we're not doing an art movie today, so I don't know why you are acting like
it's
you're...
French, therefore it's artsy.
Oh, I see. You were just being racist.
Yeah.
We're talking about The Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is a French movie about fighting the French. I mean, technically correct, actually.
This is the intro we're going with? Great.
Nope, I'm cutting all this.
No, it was great.
It's good. It's good. Keep it in.
This week we're talking about, The Brotherhood of the Wolf. I don't know, it's like horror action, kinda, but political. Yeah, it's just The Witcher. This whole movie's just The Witcher. Anyway, we're joined by Ben, who hasn't consumed any Witcher media.
Hi, I haven't consumed any Witch. No, that's incorrect. One time I watched our mutual friend David play The Witcher for about 10 minutes on PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
So technically, I have consumed some Witcher media.
Wow. And you know what they say, once you go Witcher, you never go back.
Yeah, I have never gone back to The Witcher.
No, it's true.
That's true.
Except apparently by watching Brotherhood of the Wolf.
This is just The Witcher, but it's French. It's the same thing.
Well, there you go.
Like, it's because The Witcher is James Bond, but he's on a horse.
Okay, I have a lot of
He's like
a lot of queries for that statement.
He's like a bounty hunter, and he's seducing all the ladies, and he's getting all the money.
Yeah, but James Bond isn't a bounty hunter. He specifically works for the Queen.
Yeah, but there weren't any spies back in the medieval days. The closest thing was...
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
This logic.
There were no spies in the medieval... Oh yeah, spies were invented in 1962 when the first James Bond film came out.
James Bond, first ever spy.
Right, okay. Come on, what podcast even is this? First we have it's arty because it's French, and now we have there were no spies in the medieval period.
Okay,
and now I see why you keep getting me on. It's so that you can learn something.
Don't tell me that you believe those J.R.R. Tolkien lies that Brad Dourif was a medieval spy. That's not true at all.
Brad Dourif is an actor. He's not a medieval spy.
But he played a medieval spy in Lord of the Rings.
All right. Okay. Well, if it happened in the Lord of the Rings, that means that it's real.
Yes. Anyway, Ben, what did you think of Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Overall, I would say I swayed on the positive side. There were large tracts of this that seemed a little bit on the same level as each other. I wasn't quite engaged the whole way through, but it was a really pretty film. There was some really nice action sequences, some imaginative horror elements, and I quite liked the cast. But overall, I wasn't hugely entertained. But I liked it vaguely.
Was not entertained. Interesting. Zach, what did you think of Brotherhood of the Long movie?
Well, I might have a controversial opinion.
Oh no, you don't like the French?
Stop putting words in my mouth. First off, I love the French. I think their cheese is fantastic. Keep on that, boys. But this film I loved even more.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, I really like this film. I'm surprised. I did not expect this to be such a like a Witcher-esque sort of film, like an action film where you got your hero and his sidekick going around dealing with some weird fucking bullshit. And it was a good time. I'll definitely say it was quite long.
Yeah.
And so it could lose your interest, like Ben said, where you're just like, all right, get to the bit where we're doing the film, you know?
It's long in the way that, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are long, where there's just a bunch of, like, fancy parties for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That don't really matter.
There's a bit of fluff, bit of padding, which might have been unnecessary, but I quite enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot.
And I think as well, the original plan for this episode was we would also get Sandy on, friend of the show, Sandy, who was last on Princess Bride, I think.
Yeah.
She was going to come through as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it happen, but I reckon she would have loved this as well.
I feel like she would have enjoyed this film. Yeah, it would have been nice to chat to her about this film. I feel like you have failed on the logistics front, Sandra and Zach.
What?
So Sandy, if you're listening to this, it's Sandra and Zach's fault, and you should come at them with a silver bullet.
No, I think it's all of our employers' faults. I employ myself. Fuck.
I'm going to say I'm employed by you, Sandra, so it's all your fault.
Oh, fuck.
It's all your fault, Sandro.
I thought this movie was pretty fun. Very silly, but also takes itself seriously. So just like The Witcher, it's very dumb, but also a lot of fun. I didn't think the historical aspects, because they try and like tie it into the French Revolution. I don't think that really worked. That part didn't really work for me, but
It's only like at the start and the end, though, right?
Yeah, that was the framing. That was the framing device, but also it was the framing device, but also it was the central thematics of the film involving the royalty having some secret society.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because you got this cult.
So it sort of leads into it. It was
Yeah.
like, well, they had their time under the chopping block, and now it's our turn.
Yeah, it's weird, though, because it paints that whole, like, revolution as a very bad thing.
Well, I don't think it does. It's just
Okay, who are the bad guys in the film?
The bad guys are the royalists, who are the secret society.
yeah.
Yeah, who's going to overthrow the king? That was their whole thing, right?
No, but that was different. That wasn't the populace who was doing it. That was like the rich aristocrats.
Yeah, but then at the end of the movie, it shows the, like, main character, well, one of the main characters, which we know and love, to be murdered by this crowd of angry people.
Yeah, but he was like, oh, that's fair enough. It's my time to go.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean us as an audience want him to die.
I don't think it has to be so cut and dry. I don't think it was portrayed as a bad thing. I think it was just like portrayed as a fact that happened.
Yeah.
And the character was just like resigned to his fate as a rich man in the late 18th century.
I thought it was quite weird how Russell Crowe was in the crowd and he was singing, though. That really took me out of it. And then like Hugh Jackman was there as well.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing about the French Revolution that's ever been made.
Yes. The 2012 movie Les Miserable People singing.
That's right. The only piece of Les Miserables that's ever been made.
That's the only one. Anyway, before we get into some of the plot of this movie, and there's a lot of plot to go through, but also a lot of not plot as well, in that there's a bunch of filler in the movie. Zach, what else did I have to pick from this week in 2001 media?
Well, Sandro, me lad.
Hello.
Me boy. You had a few options this week. We had bandits. 2 bank robbers. One played by Bruce Williams. Fall in love with a girl they've kidnapped. Bruce Willis, sorry, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then they fall in love with a kidnapped girl that they kidnapped, played by Kate Blanchett.
I tell you what, if it was Bruce Williams, I probably would have picked it, but because it was bloody Bruce Willis, I'll tell you what a yuck.
I feel like that could have been a good one. That was directed by Barry Levinson, who also did Good Morning Vietnam.
Corky Romando.
I'm sorry, what?
Romando.
Where's the D in that?
Corky Romano A vet is forced by his mother's family to infiltrate the FBI and steal evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the Chris Kattan movie. I couldn't care less.
Peter Falk's in it.
Yeah, but he's not going to save that movie.
No, probably not.
Chris Kattan's in it.
And I only know him from Settlers of... Anyway.
That's a joke for our board gamers.
I love me a bit of Catan, boys. Halloween Town 2. Calabar's Revenge. Disney Channel movie about spells and magic books and Halloween.
Ooh.
Nah, we're not ready for more Disney Channel. I'm saving that for Christmas. Wink.
Mulholland Drive.
Ooh.
David Lynch's very normal movie about an actress moving to LA.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. I would have picked that one.
My First Mister. Teen becomes friends with a clothing store manager.
I feel like that's selling it a bit short. I've seen this film and it's really good. Albert Brooks is the clothing store manager, and he's quite like he plays this sort of repressed but troubled man, and then the teen is, you know, going through some tough times, and it's really good. I recommend that.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
And boring to talk about. Sounds lame. Boo. Get it out of here. All right.
Wow.
Speaking of boring and lame, it's Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
I didn't realize there was a crossover between Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase.
Yeah, the kids show Cyber Chase. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And the kids show Scooby-Doo.
Yes. Well, Scooby-Doo's a family show, I think, actually.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
The gang get trapped in a video game and they have to fight an evil virus. It's Scooby-Doo. Everyone's watched Scooby-Doo. Everyone loves Scooby-Doo. But everyone's already watched Scooby-Doo.
It's actually the last Scooby-Doo movie to be produced by the original Hanna-Barbera people.
The last good Scooby-Doo film as well.
It's about a video game. I wouldn't say good. I don't think that one's...
I'm just trying to be controversial. You were doing it at the start. Now I'm trying to do it.
Oh, no. All right. Well, we'll get into some information about Brotherhood of the Wolf. This was released January 31st in France, but we don't give a shit because we're going by the American release date, which was at the Austin Film Festival on the 11th of October.
Uh-huh.
So that's our excuse for watching it.
Ben, is this a horror film? Does it make sense to come out in the spooky month?
Yeah. I think so. It's definitely a number of genres. You know, I'd put it in action and adventure, but also I think there's enough of a horror element to call it a horror film and put it in the October month.
Yes.
Definitely quite gory in points.
Yeah, and there's some you know, frightening sequences with the beast and things.
And there's some scary CGI.
Yeah, the CGI is terrifying.
It's weird that, like, this might be the best CGI we've seen all year.
It was, and it came from the Jim Henson Company.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Ah, there you go.
Well, no, actually, no, not the CGI. The animatronics did.
Ah.
The animatronics came from Jim Henson.
Yeah, because they only use the CGI for the monster, like, when it's going around on screen being terrifying. And then, like, they obviously mix that up with a bit of animatronics, which always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mixture of both, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The CG stuff that they did actually worked quite well.
I feel like you could easily, like, I don't know, remake this film slightly and just do over the CGI, and this would be perfectly fine to be done nowadays, you know?
In the Cannes Film Festival, there was a 4K remastered version that came out this year, but I don't know, we didn't watch that one, but it might be better.
I don't know. I think this was just the Blu-ray version, so I think it looked pretty good.
This is directed and co-written by Christoph Gans. Or Gans. It's probably Gans, actually. He was a film critic turned horror and fantasy director. You can kind of... Whenever a film critic becomes a director, you can kind of tell just based off the material. And he did a good job. He made this, and then he went to Hollywood. Wrote and directed the 2006 Silent Hill movie, which didn't do well because it's based off a video game. But he is returning to Silent Hill next year to make another film in that world. And I mean, like, watching this, I'm like, yeah, There's elements of, like, Silent Hill here. There's elements of Assassin's Creed in this. I mean, the movie came out before Assassin's Creed, but, like, he could probably make a good Assassin's Creed movie. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed type stuff in this film, too.
The action scenes were pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, at the end, when he pulled out the two swords and just did a flip with them, it was like, oh, shit. Things are really turning up to 11, huh?
And there was a moment when they went into some ruins and were like, there was a lot of death here. Look at that Templar sigil. And I'm like, oh, it's the Templars are in Assassin's Creed. Anyway, for the cast, we've got Samuel Lee Behan.
Samuel Le Bihan.
As Knight Gregory.
Grégoire de Fronsac.
Yes. He's mainly done a lot of French movies, none that I recognized, but he did do some voices for the French dub of Cars, so that's funny.
Nice. What vital information. I'm glad you've done your research.
Yes. Have you seen anything with him in it, Ben?
I haven't, but there's a film with that he's in that's on my what? Oh, no, actually, no, I have. He was in Three Colors Red.
I just saw that, and I was like, oh, I have seen that, actually.
Yeah. And then he was also in Public Enemy #1. Which is second part of a two-part biopic, I suppose, about Mérine, who was a French gangster. I think he was portrayed by Vincent Cassel. So
okay,
there you go.
But yeah, he was in Three Colors Red, which was the final one in that trilogy. That was a pretty good one. I like that one. You've also got Vincent Cassel. He plays Jean-Francois. He's in Westworld. He's in the Oceans movies. He's in Black Swan.
He's in Eastern Promises. He's in La Haine.
Oh, I don't know why you're lying. Tell me the truth, Max.
Okay, all right. He was in Irreversible. He's a very well-known actor.
I'd say very talented as well.
Yeah, he's good. Speaking of the movie Irreversible by Gaspar Noé, Monica Bellucci is also in this. She's also in Dracula and a bunch of other stuff, but she's in this too. She plays the mysterious, mystical person in the brothel. That's who she plays.
Like the fortune teller / secret agent?
Secret agent for the Pope? Spoilers.
Yes. Spoilers, she's a spy. And she was married to Vincent Cassel for a short while.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, she was in Matrix as well. That makes sense because the action in this is very similar.
There is an actor, a French actor who's called Jérémy Renier.
Yes.
And looks like Jeremy Renner, but it's not Jeremy Renner.
No, it's not him. Yeah, he's Marquise, who's the narrator of the movie.
Yeah. He also, I think he might have started acting as a teen. And he's Belgian, and he's been in a couple of the Dardenne brothers films, such as The Promise, La Promesse, and L'Enfant, The Child, both of which are really, really good films. He was also in Bruges.
There's Emile Dequesne. She plays Marianne. This is only her second ever movie after winning awards with Rosetta.
Oh yeah, Rosetta, which is another Dardenne brothers film.
And there's also Mark Dacascos, martial artist guy. He's from Hawaii Five-0. He's the bad guy in John Wick 3, I think. He's Marnie, the sidekick in this movie. He's really good as well. I really liked him. He did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
He was great fun.
Zach liked him so much he's changed his Skype profile picture.
I just thought he had a really good stare, you know? He just looks like half of his film time is him just looking at other main characters while they're talking to him.
And finally, the voice of the beast is D. Bradley Baker, who's all the clones. He's all the clones in Star Wars.
What?
All the animated Star
That's
Wars
crazy.
stuff. He plays the clones with his definitely not a New Zealand accent, but it's really good, so no one cares. Yeah, he plays the beast.
The vocal effects.
Well, that's the most important character in the film, so good on him.
It is the wolf that is the Brotherhood of...
What?
Well, the film, Sandra, is actually called Brotherhood of the Wolf, you
What?
see. Yeah, it was actually a joke on old Ben's part here.
I thought this movie was called The French Revolution and there's a werewolf in it, but not really.
Nah. you're wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's quite a few, I should save it for later, but there's quite a few reviews that call this a werewolf film.
It's not.
It's not really.
It's kind of a werewolf film, sort of.
It's kind of, yeah, but if you watch the film, it's not a werewolf film.
This movie has 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, 78% audience score too. The audiences and critics both love this, which is surprising considering it's usually the other way around for movies sometimes. No cinema score on this one, but it does have 7 out of 10 on IMDb. A lot of critics were like, it's fun and entertaining. The logic is kind of silly. It's a silly movie, but it's pretty fun.
What? No.
So yeah, a lot of people saying it's really fun. It cost $49 million. Benjamin Volchok, what do you think this made in the worldwide box office?
Well, I actually, just to buck a trend, I didn't look this up beforehand this time.
I was just waiting for you to say I accidentally looked it up again.
Accidentally? No, I accidentally didn't look it up this time.
Whoa.
Damn it.
I don't know. I want to say like 150.
I'm going to put my foot out and go a bit higher because I quite enjoyed this film. I'm going to go 300 mil.
This made worldwide $70 million, which you might be like, oh, that's a lot less than I guessed. But this movie has subtitles, and people hate that.
True.
So that's actually pretty good for a movie with subtitles.
What?
People, American, a lot of people hate reading subtitles.
You wanted to say Americans there, but then you remember that's where the bulk of your audience base is. I know what you're doing.
A lot of people hate reading.
Zach, stop insulting the French like that.
Yeah, sorry, French. We've been a bit mean to you this week.
That's a pretty good number, actually. I think that's a really solid number. And to help this movie make money, there was a tagline.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Tell us the sweet tagline.
I'm a Frenchman and I'm fighting wolves. No, that's not the tagline.
Shut up, Sancho. Okay, look, Sancho is very stupid.
The tagline is, the year is 1766. The hunt for a killer has begun.
Oh.
I like how that says killer and not like beast or anything, which kind of hints at the film's plot there. So there you go. I like it.
I like that tagline in that it's vaguely intriguing, but it also feels like an elevator pitch. It doesn't really feel like a tagline to me.
Yeah, interesting. And now for the real question, is Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho a slasher, Ben?
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
You heard it here first.
No, it's a murder mystery. It's not a slasher because there's only one victim. Well, there's multiple victims, but it's not like a serial killing, I guess, in the same sense of like you don't see it on screen.
But is Halloween a slasher?
Yeah.
No, it's a proto-slasher.
No, it's a slasher.
No, it's the first one, though, so it's not really a slasher, it's just a horror film.
No, I feel like that doesn't...
Oh my god, get to the fucking plot already of this movie, for God's sake.
This entire conversation was made to annoy Zach.
Blood and Black Lace is a proto-slasher. Mario Bava made the proto-slasher in Blood and Black Lace, but... That was in 1964.
1964, sure. But then, like, is Black Christmas a proto-slasher or is it the first one?
Black Christmas is the first one.
Yes. But Black Christmas is also just a giallo movie, but it's in English.
I wish I would be slashed right about now.
Oh, all right. Well, like prices at a discount store.
William Shakespeare is known for writing many different styles of plays.
He did tragedy, he did comedy. He did tragedy mixed with comedy.
But he never did science fiction.
From the mind of Rob Lloyd and the pen of Keith Gow comes a play that aims to fix that. Shakespeare Aliens. It's James Cameron's Aliens, live on stage in the style of William Shakespeare.
After a hit run of shows during the start of the year, we're back this October for the Melbourne Fringe Festival.
Join us for an hour of action, tension, and puppetry as our cast of characters try to escape the horrors of LV-426.
featuring performances from friends of the show Cassandra Hart, Danny McGinley,
Oh my god!
the two voices you're hearing right now,
Hi, we're Zach and Law.
as well as direction from frequent guest Rob Lloyd,
As an oldie, I take offense to that.
and sound design from one of the hosts of this show.
Do I do commercial radio promo voice?
No.
Shakespeare Aliens at the Melbourne Fringe Festival. That's October 11th to October 15th, 9 p.m. at Gasworks Theatre.
Head to melbournefringe.com.au for more, or check out the link in the episode description.
Let's get into the plot of Brotherhood of the Fall.
Hey, is this movie a slasher?
No.
Because we see the Beast slashing up some chicks. you
Actually, good point. The movie does open with, like, a slashery
know? Sort of
start, where we
It
just see a
does.
random woman being killed.
Yeah, that is a slashery start.
She's, like, running, and she trips down a hill, right? And then she, like, goes to fall off a cliff, but then something grabs her at the bottom of the cliff and just keeps, like, hitting her against the side of the...
Yeah, that was a strong start. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this started off strong. Damn.
It was kind of silly.
Oh yeah, very silly.
It was a silly death.
No, but that's it. It sort of sets the tone where it's got this like bloody violence, but also this ridiculousness,
Yeah.
which of course we've mentioned is quite like The Witcher. But also, I like in this that this film isn't based in any sort of fantasy. It's not fantasy. It's sort of fantasful, as it were. Like all of this could happen in real life, quotation marks. Where you've got this mysterious demon beast, but it's actually just probably a lion in armor. That sort of thing, where he pulls out this fish with fur, and it's like, haha, strange things. Oh, no, it's just taxidermied, lol.
Yeah.
So it has this sort of like, it feels fanciful, but it's more based in reality. Whereas, of course, The Witcher is just like, oh, yeah, I'm fighting a giant witch spider thing.
Yeah, but with The Witcher, and I know this because I've read the books, unlike most people, because I am cool like that. The books
Wow.
are like, yes, there's a dragon, but it's also like he'll go up against a beast and then be like, oh, this was just a ruse for this thing to happen. Like, sure, a sorcerer might have created the beast. It's not like what the ending of this movie is, which is more based in reality, but it's still... At the end of the day, it's all about people and what they do. It's not, oh, I'm just fighting a random ghost.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because so much of the film was like playing on what people believed and the you know the myths and legends that were created. Then I think it makes sense for this film to have a kind of fantasy feel, even if the kind of facts of the film end up being. That it's all just very much explainable by, you know, real logical happenings. And so I quite like the fact that they're playing with all of this, you know, sorcery and demons and stuff.
It's very cool. I like that a lot as well, because it could happen in real life, the sort of strange goings on and demonic cults and other things. And I also like The Witcher, where it's The Witcher is very real in its fantasy setting.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's political satire at the end of the day.
Yeah, what would actually happen in this fantasy setting? It's very like based in reality fantasy world, but this is based in reality world.
It's based in the history of the world, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is based on some real life occurrences in the region that it's kind of set in.
So we see the two main characters come in and we have like an action scene at the start where they beat the crap out of like some vagabonds, some bandits potentially.
Hooligans. It's the beginning of the many scenes of martial arts that occur in this film set in the medieval French countryside.
Yes, the Native American character Manny loves to do martial arts and stuff, which I think is really cool. Ben, what was your first reaction when martial arts was on screen? He's flipping around, kicking people. What did you think?
I was like, I was not expecting this. I thought this was just going to be I knew there was going to be a brawl, but I thought it was just going to be punches and, you know, but this was like full blown martial arts.
Yeah, no, it is.
I was like, sure, cool, all right, let's do this.
Oh, I loved it. I was like, oh, shit, there's fucking karate going on. What the heck? This is great. I was not expecting this at all. This was very left field. I was down, though. I was like, hell yeah. All right, I'm in with your main characters. Like, saving these two random people, which, as it turns out, probably weren't worth saving.
Yeah.
The only character with real plot armor in this film is the girl villain lady, who for some reason keeps encountering them and keeps living. And they're like, oh, we're not going to kill this lady. Why? She's bad. She's an evil lady. I don't... It was very confusing for me.
Sure, yeah. Zach, confused by pacifism.
God damn it.
We've got Sir Gregory and Manny. They're riding around. They go into this place called St. Alban, which was very funny to me, because on my old train line, there was a station called St. Albans. So when they were getting the brief from the Lord of the Land, and he was like, yes, the beast has struck near St. Albans, I was like, that's kind of funny, actually.
Oh, that's just down the line.
Oh, it's just down my old train station.
Yeah, it checks out.
Oh, pop down there. Fight a beastie or two. Yeah, that's it.
Then they start going off. They're hunting the beast. There's a corpse, and the soldiers have put, like, wolf poison inside of it, being like, oh, if the beast goes and eats that, the beast will die. And I was like, that's kind of gross. We see some cool effects and makeup work on the dead body.
Sandra, what was your reaction to the dead?
I went, oh my goodness, there's a naked dead body on my screen right now. That's a bit... I didn't think anything. Actually, I'm very desensitized.
I was like, oh, this film's stepping it up, because we got some gore. Like, you see her, like, stomach innards pouring out. You see...
Yeah, Ben, what did you think of her stomach innards?
More like outards.
Oh.
You see, Sandra, the joke is he's actually changed.
More like outards. Hey, Sandra, what was your reaction to that joke?
I like the soldiers and the guy trying to hunt down the beast, how they're like failing, and it's probably not because of their incompetence as we think at first, but because there's an actual man controlling the beast.
Yes.
So they can't set a trap for a wild beast because the man's going to be like, oh no, that's a trap. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know it was a man controlling it at first, did they?
No, not until halfway through the movie.
So at first, we, as an audience, just think, oh, this guy's an incompetent idiot, He's not caught this beast over, like, 2 or 3 years or whatever they say it is. He's just an idiot.
Yes. Now, Ben, what did you think when Zach called a French man an incompetent idiot?
I think Zach should apologize.
They go to court and they hang out with a bunch of, like, the royalty. I love the costumes. It's great costume piece.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Gregory instantly... trying to impress the Count's daughter. I was like, this is just Geralt. This is just horny Mr. Witcherman. He brings out, they have a dinner. He's telling stories of his travels, and he brings out a hairy fish. A hairy fish. And someone at the table is like, oh my, the water must be cold.
The old hairy fish gag. I love it.
And then he's like, instantly like, yeah, actually, no, I made that. It's all fake. I'm just being silly. I'm just a silly man. With my hairy fish.
It's because he gets called out by, what's his name? The evil dude.
Jean-Francois.
Yeah. Jean is like, haha, that's a nice lot of bullshit you're spouting there, bud. And everyone's like, oh, don't insult this poor man. And he's like, oh, no, yeah, it was all bullshit. He got me.
Yeah.
Which is good. I loved it.
That was good.
It was a good bit of banter.
Anyway, they go off on a hunt. Ben.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yep, they went on a hunt.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna have to try harder to segue to Ben next time. Jean-Francois reveals that he only hunts with silver bullets. And our main character's like, silver bullets? Are you afraid of werewolves or something? And he's like, no, I just like to sign my kills. which is a cool line if you like violence, but also is a thing on the mantelpiece for later. That's important.
Bit of a silver bullet shooting gun on the mantelpiece, wouldn't you say?
I actually quite like how the slow reveal of who he is, like all the pieces are laid out throughout the movie for you to figure it out on your own. And if you don't, it's pretty hard for you to not figure it out just based off all the evidence that we get throughout the movie. It's like,
it's quite well planned. My arm got mauled by a lion when I went to Africa, to look at these beasts. Those big things that are like wolves but bigger. Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it as well, where you can have in the movie a sort of click moment where you're like, oh shit, it's this person.
It's this
and he
guy.
brought back a fucking lion to maul people.
Ben, what did you think of the moment where they kill heaps of dogs on screen?
Oh, yeah.
More like our time.
You want to finish that?
No, I guess it was that they were just like, they'd found some wolves and they were just cutting them open.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see some of them go flying when they get shot. It's very over the top.
It's like they'd put a block of dynamite in them. Because then Marnie tells everyone they're spirit animals.
Oh, yeah. I like how the aristocrat boy, who's like, oh, I'm probably a bookworm, haha.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy's like, no, you're a snake. And they're like, oh?
Ooh.
And they're like, oh, because snakes are wise. And I like that because he's the character at the end. He's the one telling the story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he's the sort of, the wise person who's regaling the tale.
Ben, can you be an author and a bookworm? Because I kind of feel like when you become an author, you should be a bookworm because it's your job to read the books and get inspiration. But it's your occupation to be an author, and a bookworm, for me, feels more like a hobby. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they're being dismissive. That's what I thought. They were just using it. They knew that, and they used it on purpose to dismiss him, to mock him. I think it's such an important part of the film. I'm so glad that we're spending this time on it.
I'd say it's like a worm that's a farmer, a bookworm farmer that grows their own books.
What?
To then eat. Because it's like a bookworm is a worm that eats through books, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, right?
Oh, if you're an author, you write... I see what you mean.
Yeah, you're writing books, so you're like a farmer. You're growing your own books to eat.
But books don't grow from trees.
Yes, they do.
Wait, hang on a second.
No, they do, though. Here's the thing.
Ben, talk about Monica Bellucci, the whole introduction with her. Just go through it.
Monica Bellucci. Well, so our protagonist visits a brothel, and his eye is caught by a mysterious Italian seductress. They spend some time in bed. She cuts him with a knife.
Yeah.
That was pretty like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's just like, it's a protection knife.
Yes.
In case, she's with someone who's a bit needing of a stab.
That's right. And then he draws her.
He draws her like one of his French beasts.
That's right.
One of his Italian girls.
Italian spies. And then there's also a bit where everyone's afraid of Marnie's tattoos.
Yes.
They think he's a sorcerer because he's got snakes all over him. It's like, it's just a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like how he was like, oh, you mean this snake? And then he pulls his pants.
And the lady's like,
But
gotta
Ben,
give me some of that snake.
what did you think of the smash cut, the transition between Monica's naked body, right? The camera's slowly panning up her. We get to her breasts, and then the breasts turn into snowy mountains for the next scene.
That's right. It's great use of visual language.
Our best use of breasts in a smash cut, I think we've seen this year. I think we can say.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It went from hot to cold.
Went from white to whiter.
Yeah. No, it does jump like a couple of months now, doesn't it?
Because the beast kills a guy and then takes a young girl hostage, I guess.
Yeah. Like, it chases her down and she hides in, like, a hole where it can't get her.
Yeah, and this is important because Manny saves her, and we see that night Gregory goes to be like, hey, are you alright? Are you okay? Like, it was kind of traumatic. You alright, actually? Or are you not okay? Do you need help? And then she tells us important information that the beast is controlled by a man in a mask. Da-da-da.
Well, they have this whole thing with, he, like, sneaks in to give her medicine to heal her, and then, like, a priest sees it, and it's like, oh my god, he's poisoning her! And then she wakes up, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just racist, haha!
I did like that part where all the old French people turned to the camera and went, oh, guess I was just being racist again.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm just gonna say, these noble, elite Frenchmen might be a little racist.
Maybe they should have died in the revolution. Maybe it was a good thing.
Oh,
It was.
strong takes by Sandra.
I think the revolution should have happened, actually.
It did.
Oh, it did happen. Wait, really?
Good news, Sandro.
Anyway, he's going to go back to Paris because the king's beastmaster is coming in to finish off the job, and this is a scene that's only in the director's cut for some reason, not in the theatrical cut. But Zach, what is this scene? And explain to me why you, as a grumpy studio executive, would cut this from the theatrical cut of your movie.
Well, we see a elite gunman come in, and he's like, oh, we're gonna capture this beast, and then they go get just a big wolf, and he's like, oh, you gotta taxiderm it to make it look evil, and the main character's like, oh no, but I'm the main character, I have morals. And he's like, stuff your morals suck. And so he does it. He taxidermies the thing. And the directors are like, oh no, the evil guy there is like a modern rich people. And so we can't offend them because that's all how they work. So we're going to cut that because I have rich friends and it might offend them.
Whoa, that's why it was cut. Interesting.
Because I can't think of another reason.
No, it's kind
It
of
seems like
silly.
a very weird thing to cut. Like, I don't know how the story progresses if they cut that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have to watch the other film to see how they transition into his downfall, because the whole thing is like he starts going on a downward spot. Maybe they just start with the scandal and like they find drawings of like he's drawn the lady naked. And so the girl's like, oh, you drew this other lady naked. I don't want to be with you anymore. Maybe it just cuts to that.
Maybe. And that's the reason he leaves.
But it's like, he starts going on a downward spiral now because he's like bribed and told to taxidermy this wolf to look like the beast that's killing everyone. But he knows the beast is out there.
Yeah.
But he's bribed by them being like, oh, we'll just send you to Africa. There you go, buddy.
Did we ever find out who found the drawings and who it was? Because there was that point of view shot of someone sneaking around.
I think it was meant to be Jean-Francois.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think it was meant to be him because we see a POV shot of him later on as well, and it's the same kind of sound effect of his voice being like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, then she's like, actually, please stay after the truth comes out or something. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to stay and I'm going to hunt the beast. They meet up in a cabin in the woods. And Ben, this is when we see the beast properly.
The beast. Yeah, for the first time. A part of me was a little bit disappointed that they actually showed it. Because I kind of expected that this would be the sort of thing where, it would never be revealed what it is. But they showed it with an hour to go.
Yeah.
It's also the bit where we see that someone is actually controlling the beast.
Yes. What did you think of the visuals of the beast, though?
I did think it was a little bit clunky at first.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was maybe the execution was clunky, but I like the design of it.
Yes, I agree. The design, it's obviously just an animal that's been put in some sort of costume, which is pretty obvious from the get-go, but I really like that. It almost looks like a predator dog. It's got like the predator mask on this skin graft thing around it.
Yeah, like a kind of spiky collar sort of thing.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. I liked how it kind of matched the descriptions that we got earlier in the film that, like, people were giving it when he sketched it out.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like this demonic beast, and then we see it, and we see, as an audience, we know, oh, they thought it was really this, but obviously it's just an animal in armor.
Yeah, and he would have gotten away for it too if it wasn't for that nosy teens. That I messed that quote up.
That nosy teens.
Oh, the beast gets right up in Marianne's face, but doesn't kill her because she's related to its master. That's clever. I liked that.
I didn't catch that, but yeah.
It says it later when he returns. It was like, oh, it smelled my scent on you.
Oh.
It's the same blood. We've got the same blood or something.
Yeah. I didn't get that at all. In that scene, I was wondering, why didn't it kill her? That was weird. But now that makes sense, actually.
Oh, and yeah, Ben, you're right. This is when we see the guy's hand as well. We see the hand pat the beast.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a gross hand. Just clean your fingernails, mate. Just give him a bit of a chop.
Yeah, when were nail clippers invented? I want to know.
Yeah, 2002 after people saw this film. Yeah, it's this weird, like, dinosaur dog meeting this odd kind of man.
I wrote down a note, which is the Smashing Pumpkins, because
Smashing Pumpkins.
They go out and they shoot a bunch of pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
That was a popular band in 2001.
One of them gets shot and it, like, releases all this orange goo.
Oh, it looked like Tremors.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what pumpkin's goo? It must have been like a rotten pumpkin or something. I don't know. It was very silly.
Oh, I got the facts wrong. The Smashing Pumpkins were actually disbanded in 2001. They came back in 2006, but they went around in 2001. So,
okay,
that's a bit of a fact check for you right there. But you see a dog fighting ring. That was kind of interesting. Big old dog fighting ring where there's some normal dogs, and then the big tiger comes out and kills them all.
It's a lion, surely.
No, it's telling the truth.
Anyway, it's time to go fight the beast. It's the beast versus money.
Yeah, they go try and make some traps.
What did you think when... Because the action scene, there's obviously more of the movie to go, right, Ben?
Yes.
So when you were like, oh, Marnie's got the upper hand, were you predicting that he was going to die, or was that a surprise for you?
I think it was a surprise because, like, I knew that obviously it was a replica of the scene earlier when he was fighting these people. So I knew that there had to be like a flip, and I figured that he would get captured or something. I didn't realize they would kill him.
And the action as well, because he fights not only the beast, but also a bunch of the Brotherhood. He goes down into their lair. And the action, it's very... all the goons stand around in a circle waiting for their turn to fight. They don't just, like, overwhelm him, which is silly.
I think, to be fair, yeah, this was the first time I actually felt like that made sense, because they all have these, like, clunky weapons that it would make sense that if they all try and go in on him at the same time, they would just end up hitting each other. So I kind of actually get why they do it.
And he was starting to get wrecked. Like, he was taking blows, he was taking scars, before they just came in and like, oh yeah, remember that guns are invented in this world? Remember that firearms exist? Bang.
I mean, they can't get a clean shot on him while, and it was only when he was distracted by a woman.
Yeah, it's the same woman, the woman they've seen like 3 times this film, the woman that's clearly a bad guy. Why isn't she dead yet? Why did they keep like... He specifically saves this woman. What is this woman? She doesn't do anything in this film apart from appear over and over again for them not to kill for some reason.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
I demand answers. Who the fuck is this woman? Why? This woman wasn't even important in the end, though.
No, she wasn't, actually. She's just a person in the cult.
It was like a gun on the mantelpiece that they kept showing you that didn't do anything. Except have, like, a seizure at one point.
Chekhov's ornamental shotgun.
Anyway, he gets shot. He's dead. He flops on the ground dead. And the guy comes over and is like, no! Silent scream!
Silent scream. Yeah, my headphones disconnected at that point. So I thought the whole scene was just, like, silence. But there was actually some music with the screaming. But
yes.
It's still a silent scream, which is artsy, by the way. Boom! Arts film. Done. Did it.
Yeah, that's right. Anything that has music instead of sound, artsy. Oh my god, but Zach, what did you think of all the slow-mo?
Oh yeah, I'm the one who really hates slow-mo on this podcast. That's for sure, right, Sandro?
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm so glad you agree, Sandro. I think they should have added more slow-mo in every shot.
So he does an autopsy on Marnie, and he finds a silver bullet, and he's instantly like, oh, that fucking guy, I hate him, actually. I've known it this whole time.
I like that it's not explained explicitly to the audience. They just show it for one scene that it's the silver bullet.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can figure it out.
So then Gregory goes on a rampage. He bursts, he sets a barn on fire, he kills heaps and heaps of members of the Brotherhood. He goes to their safe house where they've been printing political propaganda, and he just kills them all. He finds a spooky room.
And he doesn't kill that woman again. For fuck's sake, just kill her already.
And then he gets arrested after that. He goes to kill them all, but then he's like, oh wait, it's sun up. I gotta burn my friend's body. And then he does that, and then he gets arrested.
Yes.
By the priest.
So Sylvia, the Italian spy, comes and reveals that she's a spy for the Pope. And then she poisons him based on a conversation they had when they were in the brothel. Yeah, and then he dies.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
End of the movie.
Yeah, and that's the end of the film. Wow. That was...
Yeah, no, he dies, and then so the woman that he was courting is very sad, and then her brother comes to her and reveals that he is the Beastmaster.
Yes.
With the fucked up hand. And also is really into his sister.
Yeah, it goes all Game of Thrones.
Well, they were French aristocrats.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But then it's revealed that he didn't die.
Yep, surprise. He crashes a meeting of the Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah.
And unmasks them all.
Oh, I think their masks were already off. They were just in robes, actually. There weren't any masks in that scene.
There were masks.
What?
Actually.
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't. Nope, there were no masks to be seen. What was this bloody movie made on a Dan Andrews?
What?
Oh, let's keep this a short one, guys. Let's keep this nice and short.
Sandro, what was your reaction to when you found out you were a fucking idiot? No, I'm kidding.
I was like, oh my god, it makes sense, actually. The writing was on the wall.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I liked the bit where he was doing the sermon, and then he interrupts the sermon, alright? He does a whole sermon bit, and then fucking points at all of them and names all of them, even though they're under masks.
Oh, yeah, that was actually kind of funny.
That was cool, because they, of course, think he's fucking dead.
We thought he was dead.
We did.
But, those cultists would have been like, holy shit, this fucking guy who was supposed to be dead is now fucking quoting the Lord and fucking naming all of us under our masks.
Oh, yeah, Monica Bellucci. We didn't mention she also goes through why the Brotherhood exists, and it was the Pope was like, you guys need to go to France and get people to start believing in God again. And they were like, cool, we'll scare him with a wolf, that'll do it. And then the Pope was like, actually, you're all fucking nuts. Never mind.
Yeah, holy shit, that's fucking insane. What? That's not what I wanted you guys to do at all.
Yeah, this is kind of bad, actually.
I just wanted you guys to make people believe in God, not, murder people.
Yeah, no, he was like, as a Catholic Pope, I can wave aside a lot of stuff and things, but wolf death is the one that I can't stand for.
And so, yeah, then we have him, jumping down and having a pretty cool action scene where he's got, 2 blades.
The final confrontation. Yes, the battle of one big sword versus 2 little swords.
Oh, but it's not just one big sword.
It's not one big sword. It's one big sword that also extends into a, some kind of a chain situation. It's a Soul Calibur weapon.
Yes.
Whip sword.
And it's definitely not CG.
Bone whip sword.
It's definitely not CG.
It's a bone whip sword.
Hello, a bone whip sword here.
Oh Oh my god, it's the Bone Whipsword!
Ah, yes, hello, nice to meet you. It's me, it's Bone Whipsword.
Bone Whipsword, what was your reaction to you appearing on film?
I thought that it was fantastic that I could have such rigorous representation.
Now, Bone Whipsword, we heard a lot of various rumors about your part being quite cut, actually, in the editing room. Was it true that you were originally a bigger part of the movie?
Yes, initially I was to be my contract stated that I was to appear in every frame of the film, whether it pertained to the plot or not. However, they soon decided that was stupid and unimpressive, and that actually would be more impressive if I was only confined to a single showing of my body.
Right.
I kicked up a big fuss.
Oh, you kicked up a fuss, did you?
I kicked up a hullabaloo when they discarded my footage and reshot the entire film, but without me.
You break some pillars?
I broke some pillars of their heads, if that's what you mean.
Wait, you killed the whole cast and crew.
However, when I later saw the final version, I had to begrudgingly agree that they had made the right choice and that it actually did make a larger impact when I was just confined to a single fight scene, because it made my power more evident.
When you say the final cut...
Why are you imitating
me?
Do
you mean... Sorry. I can't help but mock our guests. Sorry, it's just
my God.
It's a problem. I'm working on it.
Terrible.
Terrible. When you say that you saw the final cut, do you mean the theatrical version or the director's cut?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all the same these days.
You have to give him some slack. He is a Bone Whipsword, after all.
I am Bone Whipsword. Anyway, best be off now.
Thank you for coming on the podcast, Bone Whipsword.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, you're French now?
Well, then what do you think? It was a French film, Sandro.
My pleasure.
He kills Gregory. Oh, no, he doesn't. He kills Jean-Francois.
Yeah, I was about to say, whoa, that was a twist.
Gregory he sees the Bone Whipsword and is like, nup, and just yeets himself.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. The Bone Whipsword gets stuck on a blade, and so he, retracts it, and the blade just flings into his chest. And I'm like, wow, that was dumb.
So yeah, he's dead. Sardis, who's the priest, the big bad guy behind all this stuff, he flees, but then gets eaten by wolves.
Yum yum.
Like the absolute mad lad that he is, he absolutely deserved to be eaten by wolves.
Yeah, he gets the comeuppance off screen, or
No, it's on screen. We see him getting eaten.
But it's that sort of villain comeuppance where he gets away but doesn't get away in the end. Very cliche sort of thing.
And then he gives some of Marnie's remedy, the thing that we saw him give to the young girl at the hour point-ish of the movie. He gives some of that to Marianne because she's dying, and then she wakes up, and then they disappear. We cut to Marquise. He's an old man about to be executed by a mob of the revolution. And he's like, I never did see them again. Never did see them. My last memory was when Gregory went down into the cave with me and we mercy killed the beast when we realized that it was actually a tiger in a costume.
Wasn't it just a really angry dog?
Oh, yeah. It was just a really angry dachshund.
Big poodle.
And then, he gets executed by the mob, and Georgie and Marianne sail away on a ship, probably, or they both died. We don't know.
They sail away because they were both dead, but then somehow the spirit of the wolf kept them alive. Or something.
That is the Brotherhood of the Wolf. Look, it's very silly, but it's also a lot of fun, and I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it's probably too long. Thinking about it, that whole middle section where she's like, oh my god, I can't believe you've been sleeping with that other person and drawing pictures. That could have all been cut, probably. That wasn't really necessary. And maybe some of the costume, dinner party stuff dragged a little bit. But I thought I still rather enjoyed this. It's not a great movie. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's one of the best things we've done this year, but I do think that it's better than a lot of the garbage we've done this year. So I'm going to give it a goodie personally. How about you, Ben?
I don't know. I think it was a not that oldie and not that goodie.
Right, but you could only say one of them.
You fools!
Oh, no.
You have unleashed the monster of the busting your podcast's name again.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, no! Not again!
You fools! The biggest fool mistake you made was naming your podcast that in the first place. Because you set up a false dichotomy. And also did not participate in your own naming scheme conventions by partaking in films that are actually not that old.
Again, I've explained the logic, Ben. In years to come, they will become oldies, and therefore we will become...
You fool!
Bone with Sword, no!
No, Bone Whip Sword's back, and he hates our name of the podcast.
Oh, did someone say call my name?
Quick, Bone Whip Sword, is this movie an oldie or a goodie?
I'm just a weapon.
That's fair.
I forgot you don't have any
you don't have
opinions.
opinions on movies because you're a weapon, damn it.
Yeah. It's annoying.
I think if I'm forced to choose one of the two, I'd say goodie.
Goodie.
I'd give it. I'd give it a vague thumbs up.
A vague thumbs up? How would you give it a vague thumbs up?
You wouldn't really see it.
Yeah, I'm like
Like a floppy hand, whatever, you know.
It's like but it's on the good side.
it's on the good side of history.
Hey, Sandro. I actually thought this was a very good film.
Whoa.
I'm going to give this one a goodie. Definitely a goodie for me. I quite enjoyed it. It was very long, though. It could have been cut, but I don't know, what should be cut.
3 goodies there for Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Hey guys, it's Julie and KB from Elvis Lives, a conspiracy theory podcast.
What do we talk about, Julie?
Conspiracies.
No way.
What kind do we talk about?
Celebrities?
Government.
Time travel?
Ooh. Tune in every Monday.
What day?
Monday.
What was it?
Monday.
Oh, Monday!
Monday for your fill of conspiracy theories.
And now we're going to come up with a sequel to, because there aren't any sequels to Brotherhood of the Wolf. Technically not true. Les Miserables could be considered a sequel.
Okay, all right.
It's time to come up with a crossover then between Brotherhood of the Wolf and another random film from the podcast. Random number generator is going to give me an episode number crossover between this film and the movie we did on that episode. The number is 117.
More recent.
Oh, fuck. It's called The Barbarians. Ben, have you seen The Barbarians?
I don't believe so.
Oh, The Barbarians. Wait, is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, it's the what? It's like the Conan ripoff starring those 2 brothers who are like bodybuilders.
2 wrestlers. Oh my god, that was so dumb.
What was that about? They went off to kill a priest? An evil priest man?
Yeah, they're going off to slay some sort of sorcerer or some crap.
So that's actually a pretty easy crossover.
Yeah, because we just have the 2 barbarians, 2 bodybuilders, wrestlers that can't act, go off to murder the beast.
Oh, so it's like a sidequel. It takes place during Brotherhood of the Wolf, but it's just these 2 brothers constantly messing stuff up. And we see that some of the stuff that goes wrong in Brotherhood of the Wolf wasn't actually because the bad guys were smart. It was because these guys kept messing stuff up.
And then they get murdered horribly.
Yeah, at the very end.
Because they have to fail, right?
Oh, one of the brothers was really dumb from memory. It was like the smart one and then the dumb one who kept making jokes and stuff. And, I don't want that. Do they speak French or is this in English?
This is fully in English and has a French dubbing.
Oh, but you know who's the main, one of the main characters? The 3rd barbarian brother.
Oh.
It's Bone Whip Sword.
Did someone call for me again?
Yes.
Yeah, we got a new movie for you to be in. This time you can actually be in every frame of the movie.
Well. That appeals to me.
Oh.
However,
Where are you from?
I am not from here.
Okay. That checks.
Right, that makes sense.
From a distant land. Why wouldn't I be in the every frame of the film? Well, because my mind's changed now.
Oh.
I've seen the film that I was going to be in every frame of, and then they didn't put me in every frame of it. And then I saw it like that with not me in every frame and just confined to one scene.
Wow.
And then I thought that was better, actually, so let's not try it again.
That's very open to be able to, change your mind.
Look, that's why they call me Bone Whipsword.
Oh, that's why they call you that.
We could just have you on the mantelpiece at one point, Bone Whip Sword.
All right.
That way, people know that you're coming up later up in the film.
Or do you want to direct it, actually? Sometimes actors don't love being actors, and they want to instead get behind the camera. Are you more interested in... Because, if you want to direct this movie, you can, I guess.
Yes, I'll take it. It's a gig.
Who would you say your top directors are, Mr. Bone Whip Sword?
I quite like Rip Torn.
Yep.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I suppose... Oh, you asked for directors, not actors.
Yes, no, directors, yes.
Because I would have also said Jeremy Iron.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
And Metal Williams.
Metal Williams? Oh.
Yes. But in terms of direct... Oh, I also like the film Blade.
You like Blade? Yep. Mm-hmm, yep.
Oh, yeah, that's a good film.
I like the film Blade. I also like the film The Sword in the Stone, particularly the bit where they take it out of the stone.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a hot and heavy scene for you, wouldn't it?
Yes, it's too much in it being in a stone for my liking. It was a terrifying film until they took it out of the stone.
Yeah, it was a horror film.
It was. Directors. I quite like the director Alfred Whipsword.
Oh, yes, Alfred Whipsword, yes.
Yes, and Martin Whipsword.
Yeah. I think you're just mentioning your family members.
Yes, my relatives are all my favorite directors.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. You got to support family,
Yes, Federico Whipsword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, he kind of peaked in the 90s.
I think he peaked in the 50s, personally, but anyway.
Well, that's fair. That's, wow, savage.
Oh, yeah, because you are immortal, because you're a sword.
I am a Bone Whipsword.
Yeah.
You can't even rust, because you're a bone sword.
No, just take me out of a stone. Don't put me to stone.
Oh. Yeah, you're getting quite senile in your old age, and you just kind of randomly talk about
stuff. My name is Bone Whipsword.
All right. Yeah, great. All right. I'm kind of done. Let's do some reviews.
What did you feel when Ben started doing that bit?
I thought it was pretty funny. But now I'm like, okay, it's kind of run its course.
Oh, no.
Just like James Station, innit? Hello, I'm here too.
Oh, don't bring back James Station. All right.
I'm James Station.
It's time for raving reviews. It's the part of the show where I go to Rotten Tomatoes to get the best reviews, which of course come from the audience because the critics are always wrong.
Blah.
So the way this works is because Sandro and Ben are both here.
Blah, 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 blah.
Thanks, Bone Whips and Bone Whip Sword. Sorry, how could I forget you?
No, that's me. I'm doing those noises.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was Bone Whip Sword.
Blah, 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 blah.
Because they're both here, this will be a little bit of a battle off, where you guys have to guess the scores of each of the reviews. I'll give you the review. You have to guess the scores. The scores go from 0.5 to 5. One of these reviews I wrote.
Wow.
Andy says, bonkers, slightly confusing, and very long French romantic werewolf period drama martial arts movie. It's different.
I need a bit of a crucial information. When you say at the end, it's different, is there an ellipsis after the it's and between and before different, or is it no punctuation?
There is punctuation. There's IT, comma S space different exclamation mark.
Oh, exclamation! Oh, wow. Okay, that does change things.
Yeah.
That really changes things because I thought, that it's there's a difference between saying it's, and by the way, that's an apostrophe, not a comma.
Sorry. Yes.
Ramando.
Fucking sassy Ben. God damn it.
I'm so sorry.
Why do we keep inviting this guy on the show?
Sassy Ben. It's different. It's ... different is different to it's different exclamation mark. I think this person is given it a 4 out of 5.
All right, a 4 from the Benjamin or the Bone Whip Sword. Really depends on who you ask. I'm going to say this is a 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3.
Very good. Very good. Well, the answer is 3.5. So because you're both the closest, you both get a point.
Oh, we're doing closest wins, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing it now, so we don't have the convoluted question later on. We have Jay, who says, the best worst French film ever made.
Whoa.
I found it hugely entertaining and surprisingly watchable. Still better than some of the crap being made today.
I mean, then it probably would be a 3 because it's like a positive review, but as low as a positive review can be because it's still a bad film,
I'm going to go 4 because I think this person is so positive about it and it's, they might be the type of person to positively rate bad films even if they enjoy them.
That's a bold statement right there. Very good.
No, I think the statement has hair, actually. I don't know why you keep saying it. It's bald.
Wow.
I get it. It was a joke.
Blah.
All right, it's actually 4 out of 5.
Hey!
So Ben gets the point.
Hell yeah.
Or Bone Sword, whoever's playing at the moment.
No, it's me. It's Ben.
Okay.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Dustin says,
Blah.
this movie tells you what's up in the first 5 minutes. Then it progressively gets better.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, what a twist.
This movie tells you what's going on, and then it gets better.
No, I think it's not tells you what's going on. It tells you what's up. It shows you what it's made of.
No, this is a dumb review. I don't like it.
I cannot believe you're insulting the integrity of the Rotten Tomatoes audience reviews.
I'm going to go 5 stars.
Oh.
Ooh, 5 out of 5. Very bold.
Oh my god. Well, you've left that 4 wide open, and I'm just going to snatch it on up. Yum, yum, yum. I'll take the 4, please.
Yeah, because it's 5 out of 5.
Oh.
That's why he's leaving the 4 open, because it's clearly 5 out of 5.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, idiot.
Ben gets another point.
How did you feel, Sandro, when you learned it was 5 out of 5?
What was your reaction when you lost yet another point?
I was like, I don't care anymore. I stopped caring 20 episodes ago.
Oh, no.
I've been phoning it in since then. I'm so done with 2001. Anyway.
Speaking of done with 2001, Jonathan says, I guess I'm just used to main characters just living in modern movies.
What?
Glad to see a movie with stakes for once.
Oh, I think I would.
Unlike modern rubbish.
Whoa.
Rip karate Native American.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Ben, in the I'm, there's a comma. So there you go.
That's an apostrophe. Unless you're saying that there's actually a comma. That would change the whole review.
I think it's probably pretty positive. They like that characters can die and that there's stakes, but that wasn't a gushing review. So I'm going to say 4 again. I'm going to go for that 4 again.
I'm going to say 3.5.
It's 4 out of 5. So Sandro gets the point.
We're eating tonight, kids.
Eating points tonight.
Yeah, no, if you go to any supermarket in Australia and say, hey, look how many points I got on Raven reviews today, they'll just give you free food based off how many points you got. Everyone should go do it now and let us know what happens.
Well, they don't have any points on Rotten Reviews, so they wouldn't get anything.
Oh, no,
They'd
they
be
don't.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, if you subscribe to our premium bonus episodes, though, you do get points.
Yeah, you get points on the Patreon. Austin says, stay away from the director's cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Austin, you're an idiot.
Oh my god.
Imagine not watching the director's cut.
Why would you not watch the version that the director wants you to watch?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say 2 stars. 2.5. 2.5.
Oh, 2.5, raising it up. Why'd you add that little 0.5 there, Ben?
Just gut.
Oh.
All right.
I'll say 3.5 because Austin never mentions the quality of the movie, just says to not watch the director's cut, so he probably still liked it. I assume he's seen it twice. He's seen the original and the director's, you know?
That would make sense for a smart person to, go and watch both the films before leaving a review like this one.
Yes.
But this is Rotten Tomatoes, so it's actually 2 out of 5.
Hey, whoa!
Don't trust your gut, Ben, but you still get the point.
I still was closest, so...
Yeah, you were still closest. And finally, this one won't be worth double points because there is a bonus point, I just remembered. The final one is by Bob. Bob says, Ninja Pirates with monster .
Dot what?
Like the full stop,
Yeah, but what Wib Monster?
No, with monster.
With Monster.
With monster.
Hello, I'm a Wib monster. Hey. Wib monster.
Getting bone whip sword in to murder these stupid monsters. Short episode, Sandro. Short episode.
I don't fucking... They weren't pirates. Shut the fuck up. Bob.
No, they were ninja pirates. He
They
clearly
weren't even
stated that.
ninjas. They were Native American and French people.
They did martial arts and there was one scene on a ship.
True, there was a scene on the ship.
Yeah, and there wasn't even really a monster because it turns out to just be a trained animal, right? So he's also wrong on that.
Everything in this review is incorrect.
Yeah.
Every single fact in this review is incorrect, but it's still probably a 4 out of 5.
Oof. Yep. Okay. Very good. Very good.
I'm going to go 3.
Ooh, well, it's actually 4.5.
Oh, I get a point.
There you go. So Sandro gets a point.
Wow. Well, before we go into guessing which review Zach wrote, I'm on 3, Ben's on 4, which means Ben gets to pick first, I guess. That's a new rule that I just invented.
I'm going to go, I'm surprised to see a main character dying. I don't know, whatever that one was, Rip Native American.
Yeah, Jonathan, I guess I'm just used to the main characters surviving.
But it's either the Wib Monster one or that first one.
Yeah, the first one was, I was also thinking that one as well, the best, like all of the genres that it was.
Oh, yeah, bonkers, slightly confusing and very long French romantic werewolf period drama martial arts movie.
I feel like it's that one as well.
I think it might be that, but what's making me not think it's that is because you said slightly confusing, and you would never admit that a movie confused you, so I'm going to say it's the Wib Monster one.
Okay, well, Sandro, you're wrong on both accounts. You're dumb and stupid, unlike Ben, who's a genius and picked my one. Hell yeah, that's right, Ben.
Ben's eating tonight, kids.
Yeah.
Ay.
He's going to Woolworths straight after this. Let's go.
I won this little fucking segment on a podcast.
Wow. Congratulations there to Mr. Ben Volchok for winning the point feud. Ben, go ahead and plug your stuff. Let us know where we can bloody find you on the interwebs.
You can find me on my website, benvolchok.com.
What was that .com?
There's
a webmonster.com?
Ben Volchok.
Oh.
benvolchok.com.
You're saying Ben Volchok, but what I'm hearing is webmonster.com.
benvolchok.com?
bonewhipsword.com.
Oh, bonewhipsword.
It's got links to some of my podcasts and some of my writing and videos and things like that. Yeah, you can find me on social media as well, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I've actually uninstalled TikTok because it was becoming a little bit overwhelming and addictive and banal, to be honest.
When I used that for 5 minutes, you were my favorite TikTok creator.
Well, thank you very much. Maybe I'll return someday, who knows? But at this point, it is contributing more harm than good to my brain. So I've uninstalled it, but you can still find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Yeah.
Links to that in the episode description. We're on all the things as well. Not TikTok. Maybe next year we should probably get on that and try and grow the show a bit more on TikTok.
Film your episodes.
No one wants to see Zach.
Film your episodes and then pixelate Zach.
That would be just pixelate all the hosts for no reason. Could be pretty funny. That's pretty savage. Now, you can probably look at Zach when Zach streams on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, I'm on there too. Sometimes I stream. Probably not this week, though, because I'm busy with Shakespeare Aliens at Melbourne Fringe. Come see it. Directed by Rob. Danny McGinley, who was on the racist Irish episode that we did. He's in the show. You've heard ads for it over the last month on the podcast, so come see that, say hi, it'll be a lot of fun. That's in the Melbourne Fringe, and then we're on all the other things, Oldie But a Goodie pod on everything, including email address if you want to yell at us for being rude to the French. Patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod. We'll talk more about that next week, but maybe moving somewhere else soon, but there is going to be a spooky bonus battle, not bonus battle, a spooky bonus episode next Wednesday, I think, on The Others with Nicole Kidman. Ben, have you seen The Others?
No, but I've seen some of her other films.
Apparently it's pretty good. I'm excited to check that one out.
What else have you got coming up? Next week, choose your film.
Oh, shit, yeah, we need to choose a film for next week. Fuck.
Oh, it's almost episode 200 as well. We really should plan something for that.
We should really organize something for that.
Maybe we just do something scary. I don't know.
Something real spooky.
Anyway, Zach, you got to pick next week's movie and maybe get help from Bone Whipsaw if you want.
I hope I never see Bone Whipsaw ever fucking again.
All right, your options for films that came out next year in 2001 are From Hell.
Well, why don't you choose some that are from Earth?
You know how they say never meet your heroes? That's how I feel about Bone Whipsaw.
That wasn't Bone Whipsaw, that was me.
It is a period slasher movie about Jack the Ripper. Johnny Depp, I think, is investigating the Jack the Ripper murders or something, and it's like a slasher but set in the old days.
I am kind of hungry for a bit of slasher, and it is the spooky month.
It is a spooky movie in the spooky month. You've got The Grey Zone, which we have mentioned previously on the show because it's the same director as O.
Oh?
No.
But this one might be good. It's a World War II film about the Jewish prisoners who were made to kind of help the guards at the camps. It stars David Arquette. It stars Steve Buscemi. Apparently it's better than O, but also probably a little bit sad and not good for the podcast.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna take that risk. So, pass.
The Last Castle, about a US Army general who is then sent to prison, and he then tries...
I just want to interrupt, sorry, and just say that my phone is currently on 69% battery.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
God, this is why we get you on the show, Ben. These
No worries.
funny jokes.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh my god, mine's on 68. That's kind of funny. The Last Castle, about a US Army guy who's sent to prison. I think it's Robert Redford. He then challenges the prison commandant over how he treats the prisoners. So it's like, oh my goodness, I hate all this, and I'm going to fix the prisons, and I'm an army guy. And it could be good, actually.
During the movie, does the army general look down and he's holding a phone and it's on 69%?
Yeah, that happens halfway through the movie.
Oh, nice. I'm going to pass because that sounds like a terrible fucking gag.
How about Riding in the Car with Boys?
What?
It's a biopic about a woman who overcame many difficult things to get a master's degree. She's played by Drew Barrymore. We love her on the show. We love Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Riding in the Car with Boys is a great film title.
Riding in cars.
Oh, Riding in Cars. Oh, yeah, not the car.
Riding in cars with boys.
It's directed by Penny Marshall, who I think we've done a movie that she directed previously. Renaissance Man, that's it. Renaissance Man, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Renaissance Man was pretty good.
That's pretty good. And then your final option is Waking Life, which is an experimental animated movie about a young man who wanders through different dreamlike realities and has insightful conversations.
That's a Richard Linklater film.
Yeah, that's the sort of movie that Ben would prefer to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah, probably. I really like that film.
Yeah, but we've already done a lot of animated films.
We have this year, actually.
I'm going to choose From Hell because this is a spooky month. We're going to do spooky. Boom. Done. Oh, sorry. I should consult Bone Whip Sword. What do you think?
Which one has a sword in it? Castle. That one.
I think From Hell is a slasher, which usually means a sharp object is killing people.
Oh, yes,
true.
yes, that's true. So it's a tie between the slash and the castle.
All right, that's the episode. Thanks for joining us, Ben. What's your favorite quote? End us.
End us.
I'm Bone Whipsword.
Oh, no. Bone Whip Sword, no.
That's my favorite quote.
My favorite quote is, "Hello and welcome to Metro Trains. We thank you for riding the line today. The beast has struck near St. Albans." Yes.
I love that announcement on the train. I'm like, oh, thank God that wasn't me.
Doo-doo.
I actually liked the line where he's talking with the girl and he's like, oh, I'm in love with a girl. And she's like, how come? We've only just met. And he's like, oh, you thought I was talking about you?
No.
I'm like, oh, savage. Got her.
Got him.
Oh, wait, that's not my favorite quote. My favorite quote is, "Whip monster, whip monster." Coming soon to ABC for Kids, Wib Monster, the new animated Teletubbies ripoff by Ben and Sandro.
Whip, I'm Bone Whipsword.
Oh,
Bone coming to a screen, the combination of Bone Whipsword and the Whip Monster with Bone Whip Sword. Whip, I'm Bone Whipsword.
Now, Sandro, how did you feel when you heard about Bone Whip Sword and Whip Monster teaming up together?